Hello everyone, TMMgamer, and today I have the pleasure of bringing you another one of my FIFA 14 team tutorials. Now today, I'm going to be talking about FC Barcelona because they're the team I've been playing pretty much, well, last couple of days or so. I've been trying to get some games out, trying to play with them, trying to set up a good team for you. And what I normally do in a team tutorial, as most of you guys know by now, is I'll say the best formation that I think is, the one you should play with. I will run through the players, tell you some of their key stats, tell you their strengths and weaknesses, tell you a little bit of the style to play, and basically run you through like that. But today, what I'm going to be doing is going to be doing something a little bit different, because if you play as FC Barcelona, every single game you play, bar none, will be against Real Madrid. Every game. And this is incredibly frustrating because, you'll see some of the reasons why this is frustrating in this video. Let's talk a little bit about the gameplay first. I do go on and win this game. This is a good victory. Every single victory over Real Madrid is a good victory as Barcelona, because when you play as FC Barcelona, you are giving up every advantage to Real Madrid. Real Madrid are just as skillful as you are. They are faster than you are. They are stronger than you are. They have a better goalkeeper. They have more powerful centre-backs. They have everything. They have a major advantage over you. So if you want to play against FC Barcelona, you have to be prepared for one of the biggest challenges in FIFA, which is playing against the best team in FIFA. And there's no doubt that Real Madrid is the best team in FIFA. And I did a little bit of a talk about this when I was doing my Spain tutorial, but Spain have the benefit of having some Real Madrid players. For example, they have Iker Casillas, they have a better goalkeeper, they have Sergio Ramos, they have one of the best centre-backs in the game. Barcelona, on the other hand, they have Javier Mascherano at centre-back, and I'll run you through a little bit of the team now, just so I can get it through. So I've got Victor Valdes in goal, Alves, Piqué, Mascherano and Alba at the back, Iniesta and Xavi at CDM, Neymar on the right, Sanchez on the left, Messi in a central attacking midfield role, and then Pedro up front. And the formation I like to set Barcelona up in is a 4-2-3-1 wide. So that's 4-2-3-1 with two CDMs, but they're not really centre mids. They're sort of sitting midfielders, so you can get on the ball more and pass around, because that's what you're looking to do as Barcelona, obviously, is pass. And then the wingers are sort of tucked in a little bit more. They're a little bit more defensive. And this is absolutely vital, because when you're playing against Real Madrid, and if you're playing as Barcelona, you are playing against Real Madrid, you have to deal, first and foremost, with their insanely powerful counter-attack. And pretty much every single time I played as Barcelona, my opponents set up in roughly the same way, with the triumvirate of Ronaldo, Di Maria and Bale on the field. Now, they normally had it with Benzema up front as well, but with Bale, Ronaldo and Di Maria, you have three of the most potent counter-attacking players in FIFA. Absolutely insanely pacey, great on the ball, fantastic dribbling. They all have great shots, they all have great passing and distribution, they've all got good skill moves. They are incredibly dangerous, and this formation is very good at setting up to try and deal with that, because the main strength of this formation is its wide play. So you've got, for example, I have Neymar and Sanchez as my two wingers, and they are very pacey, which is absolutely crucial. You've got Neymar with 91 acceleration, 89 sprint speed, and on the other wing, you've got Alexis Sanchez with 86 sprint speed and 89 acceleration. Now, they aren't as fast as Gareth Bale and Cristiano Ronaldo, but they are pacey enough for you to be able to respond, and that's the key thing. And the good thing about setting up in this formation as well, 4-2-3-1 wide as opposed to the basic 4-2-3-1, is, like I mentioned, those wingers are tucked in a little bit more. They're a little bit more defensively placed, because you have some pretty attacking fullbacks. And this is another major downside of playing Barcelona, because you're up against this incredible counter-attacking team in Real Madrid every single game, and you have two fullbacks who much rather be in the final third of the pitch as opposed to the defensive third. You've got Jordi Alba with high attacking work rate and medium defensive work rate, and then on the other fullback position you've got Dani Alves with high attacking work rate and low defensive work rate. So they plough up the field at every opportunity pretty much, and that's a major problem, because it leaves you exposed so many times. And when you're exposed against a player like Cristiano Ronaldo, there's very limited opportunity for you to get back and deal with that. So that's the primary concern you have to be looking at when you set this Barcelona team up. And that's absolutely vital, in my opinion, to have this formation, because you can see when Neymar's picked the ball up there, he picked that up as more of a defensive wide player position than an out-and-out winger. He was quite narrow, he was supporting his fullback, and he was in a position, if required, to do defensive work. And this is one of the things you have to do. You have to manually run back your wingers a huge amount as Barcelona, because like I mentioned, your fullbacks are incredibly attacking. So in order to counter that, you have to manually run players back into the space to cover those holes. And if you're struggling with that, I've done plenty of tutorials defending the wide areas, defending 101. Even my FIFA 13 defending tutorial covered a lot of this. So if you're struggling with this particular piece, definitely go and check those tutorials out. And I link my tutorial playlist in the description of every single video as well. I think I've mentioned this a couple of times before, but in case you've missed out, that is absolutely vital. Go and watch those tutorials, because you have to have a good understanding of that to have any chance against Real Madrid, because players who play as Real Madrid tend to be the player who just plunder the ball forward. They will try and exploit the pace as fast as possible, and that'll be the way they score goals, and that'll be the way they create chances. So if you can micro your defenders back into position, you'll have a lot better chance. Now, the good thing is you actually have two relatively mobile centre-backs, and there is a reason why I've gone for Javier Mascherano as opposed to Carlos Puyol, because Carlos Puyol is an absolute tank at centre-back. But the reason why I've gone for Piqué and Mascherano is that they are generally more mobile. Mascherano, for example, has 69 acceleration and 68 sprint speed, which isn't a lot. That really isn't a lot at all. But when you compare it to Carlos Puyol with 64 sprint speed, you know, that extra little burst of pace is very useful. And don't forget as well, Mascherano has the tactician trait, the tactician shield. It's a speciality, that's it. I couldn't think of the name off the top of my head then. But that means he will be in a good position a lot more of the time. So that extra 5 speed on Puyol, who also has the tactician trait as well, but that extra 5 speed is vital, because it can mean you can cover your wayward fullbacks just that little bit more effectively, which is absolutely huge when it comes to playing against Real Madrid. The good thing as well about Piqué, sorry, not against Piqué, the good thing about Piqué is he is also very powerful, which is nice. You know, most of the time he's going to be up against Karim Benzema, who isn't the most tankish player, but is, you know, still relatively good in the air. And Piqué's 84 strength is very useful. Doesn't have the best jumping, only 74, but that's manageable considering he is pretty tall, Gerard Piqué, so that is very useful. That's the defence, you know, so that's pretty much your bread and butter when it comes to defending. You've got to be very mindful of your fullbacks. You've got to play with a formation that preferably has defensive-minded wingers. I mean, you see what Alexis Sanchez does there. You know, he picks the ball up well inside his own half, and then because of the pace of Alba, which is absolutely phenomenal, they actually get the break on, and then they manage to finish nicely there with Iniesta. So that's very useful there. So that's the defending. Attacking, the reason why I've gone for Iniesta and Xavi in the midfield is because you need people who can pass incredibly well. And this is, you know, the attribute these two guys have in absolute abundance. They are phenomenal at doing what they do. I mean, if you have a look at Xavi, he's got 91 long passing, he's got 91 short passing, which is absolutely incredible, and 96 vision, again, absolutely incredible. You look at Iniesta, 93 vision. He's even got 91 dribbling, which is exceptional on the ball as well. 89 long pass, 95 short passing. And this is what you're looking to do with Real Madrid. You're looking to sit deep against them. You're looking to soak up the pressure using these wingers. And then you're using these two players to spray the passes and get the ball upfield. And I did try a little bit with Fabregas in this position, or with Sergio Busquets. But I just feel that, you know, you might as well play to the strengths of Barcelona, because you're not going to out-muscle Real Madrid. And that's what I was sort of thinking. I'll play Sergio Busquets, I'll try and match them blow for blow, and I don't think you can do that. I mean, you've got to be very mindful of what your strengths are as Barcelona, and your strengths are definitely slick passing. But the thing is, like I mentioned, Real Madrid are incredibly powerful. They're powerful all over the pitch. And sorry, I've just punched my keyboard if you wondered what that little noise was there. That was a little bit dodgy. So I find it very counterproductive to do the tiki-taka style playing as Barcelona. I can remember when I did a team tutorial with Barcelona last season, and I saw a couple of comments saying basically, oh, you've turned Barcelona into Bayern Munich, which is quite ironic considering now Bayern Munich have been turned into a worse Barcelona by Mr. Guardiola. But that was true, because that was the most effective way to play with him, and this season it's absolutely vital to play that way again. Because if you try your little cute passing manoeuvres around the back four and your little tick-attacker passes in midfield, eventually Cristiano Ronaldo is going to come in, he's going to shoulder bar Xavi off the ball, and then you're going to be in dire trouble because Alba and Dani Alves have gone flying up the pitch, and you're going to get caught in the counter-attack time after time. So what you're looking to do is you're looking to be direct, and obviously this is Barcelona. There is no target man. Gone are the days when Zlatan Ibrahimovic played up front for Barcelona. These are all very, very small players. They're not particularly strong, but they have great technical ability, and this is something you're looking to make the most of. And you can see whenever I create a chance in this game, and it was exactly the same in all the other games I played, it was because of a very, very swift, slick attacking manoeuvre. So that's what I'm always looking to do. I'm looking to keep the ball manoeuvring around. I'm not looking to overplay it with one player. Whenever you see me overplay it, that's normally when I lose the ball because I try something too cheeky, and that really frustrated me there. For some reason, I turned inside and the game switched player to the midfielder who was running through, so both players left the ball, and that was very strange, that little bit of play there. But you can see whenever I get the ball, I'm trying to get the ball forward. I'm trying to play these little dink balls over the top. I'm trying to spread it. I'm trying to keep the ball moving as fast as possible. And this is another reason why I get Lionel Messi in the central attacking midfield position, because I've seen people play as Barcelona and they will put Messi up front, or they'll put Messi on the wing, or they'll try something a little bit unusual along those lines. And for me, that is not the right way to do this. You need to get Lionel Messi on the ball as much as possible. He is your best player. He can be incredibly frustrating on FIFA because he's got such glittering talent, and then you saw earlier, he missed a clear-cut chance when he knocked it against the post when unopposed about 8 yards out, which was a bit frustrating. But again, he scored the first goal. He plays a lot of great passes, and if you get him in that central attacking midfield role, he will get the ball a lot more than if you play him in any other position. And this is why I put Lionel Messi there. It's absolutely vital you get him on the ball as much as possible because he has unbelievable ability in pretty much everything he does. He's quick, he's great on the ball, great shot, great passing. He can just run the show basically. Unbelievable skill moves as well if that's your thing. And this is a very frustrating. What is Victor Valdez doing there? That ball is heading to him at about 1 mile an hour and he flops it back to Xabi Alonso, which is incredibly frustrating. And that's another thing you've got to be wary of when playing against Real Madrid. They seem to have the RNG gods on their side. The amount of times I've had keepers flop the ball back or defenders just get muscled off like they're not even there. I mean, Ronaldo has a huge amount of RNG on his side in FIFA. And that's one of the things that I think frustrates me most about FIFA. There's a lot of artificially created difficulty. It's not difficulty through good AI or good opponent play or bad play on your part. It's difficulty created through the fact that in certain situations it's impossible to defend in a way that will regularly give you the desired results. And that's something I find very frustrating, is this switch to the very arcadey style. And there's no doubt that FIFA is generally heading in that direction. And one of the major reasons why I stopped playing Pro Evo, because when I was, I'd say 12, 13, Pro Evolution was my game. I played that a lot. I played FIFA alongside it, but Pro was probably my favourite game. The reason why I stopped playing Pro is because it became far too arcadey. And I was in for a football simulator. I like real life football. I like trying to play football in the style of real life teams. And Pro Evolution was basically just get the ball to a winger, run, square it to the 6-yard box, tap it in. And that rings a lot of bells with what FIFA's become today, and that's incredibly frustrating. But if you're going to be playing as Barcelona, you're going to be up against Real Madrid, and you're going to be up against players who play in this style, and that's part of the challenge of playing with them. Barcelona is a monumental challenge to players, not because they're a bad team, far from it, they're a very, very good team, but you are up against a side who have every advantage over you, like I mentioned, and you're up against a game which rewards playing in this arcadey style, and that is why Real Madrid are so potent in this game, because they are the best team at exploiting that particular style. They're all powerful, quick, technical, like I've mentioned, so you have to be able to manoeuvre that ball very, very quickly, and that's why Messi is vital in that central attacking midfield role. And you see pretty much everything I do which is good goes through him. And the good thing about having Messi in this role is that he gets the ball a lot and he has the opportunity to spread the play a lot. And the good thing is with Barca, you have players in and around you who are very, very good at stretching the play, and this is vital as well, because you want to try and pull Ramos and Pepe away from the centre of the field, because I've gone for Pedro up front. Barcelona don't really have an out-and-out legendary striker in it. Before they used to have David Villa, like I mentioned, they had Zlatan Ibrahimovic a few times, they had Samuel Eto'o. All of these players were standout strikers. In this team, there's not really one player who you go, he is their phenomenal striker. That's because in real life, they always play with that false nine formation with like Messi off a non-existent front man. But again, in FIFA, that doesn't really work, especially not against Real Madrid. So going for Pedro up front is very useful because he's mobile. He has 5-star weak foot as well, which is very, very useful. So every single time he gets the ball to his foot, he can have a chance and have a meaningful opportunity of scoring a goal. High attacking work rate as well, which is vital. So he will run around and he will pull players out of position. Because again, you're not going to win a power battle against Real Madrid. You're not. Lionel Messi and Pedro are not going to outpower Pepe and Ramos. You can try, but you won't win. So this is why you've got to be very, very slick on the break. You can see I get the ball in, one touch, boom, out to Neymar, run, trying to bring the centre-back away. See, I bring him away, do him with a skill move right here, check inside, and then what do? Score, bang. That is how you score goals as Barcelona against Real Madrid. Fast, accurate passes, you pull them around, you drag midfielders out of position, you drag centre-backs wide, then you force him to pull other players out of position, which creates more space, and then you can exploit that space to score goals, and that's exactly what I've done here. And the video is winding to a close now, so I'm gonna close it up. But if you're looking for one of the hardest challenges in FIFA 14, playing as Barcelona is definitely one of them, because like I mentioned, you will play Madrid every game. Every single game. And I wish it wasn't the case, because there are so many fun 5-star teams to play with, and the fun is sapped out of them by the fact that 95% of the player base in seasons plays as Real Madrid. And I suppose it boils down to, if you don't like playing against Real Madrid, don't play seasons. Go and play Ultimate Team. And if you don't like playing Ultimate Team, go and play Scrabble. It really is pretty simple along those lines, unfortunately. But guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I really hope you've enjoyed this. I've had quite a few people message me asking me basically the question along the same lines. You had some people asking me to do a Barcelona tutorial, and you had some people asking me how do I play against Real Madrid, and I hope this video tries to cover both of those, and that's certainly what my aim was. Just boiling it down, you need to be fast on the ball. You cannot dilly-dally. You cannot knock it around aimlessly, because if you lose the ball in a bad area, they're going to score. And there's nothing you can do about it, because they're much faster than you, they're more powerful than you, and they have the technical ability to move the ball very quickly as well. So you've got to be able to be very, very solid defensively, manage your wingers, run them back manually, be very mindful of your over-attacking fullbacks. Then when you do get the ball, you get it to Messi's feet as fast as possible. You move it quickly to your wingers. You try and drag players out of position. Little dink ball through, little check pass, little 1-2, get the shot off, win a corner, try it again. Then you sit deep. Then you do that. It's a very disciplined style of football is required to effectively play against Real Madrid. But once again, guys, thank you so much for listening to the video. Really hope you've enjoyed it. And as always, have a great day.